Shabbat Shalom. How good and pleasant it is for everyone to live together as one. Hine ma tov. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. So good to be together to make Shabbos this evening. So good to have the weather break for us a little bit. And I think everybody's got a little skip in their step at least. It's feeling very good. We're going to begin our service with Shabbos candles. The blessing is on page 224.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Continue our service with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 22, which will lead us into the Baruch Hu, the call to prayer on page 24.
Yitkadav yitkadash shemei rabbah be'alma divrah yirutei v'yamlich malkutei b'chayechon v'yom echad v'chayetecho beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala, Uvisman Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yeheshvei Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam
service now on page 27. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Amahari Varavim. Page 29. Torah is what God has revealed to us and what we discern of God. Ideas and ideals, laws and mitzvot, our religious heritage. It unfolds our memories of Abraham and Sarah, of Moses and Miriam and the prophets. It is legislation and explanation, allowing questions that challenge, answers that inspire, all a quest for meaning. It is our way of life, a path for our souls, and the design for a better world. Ve'aftecha la tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema, page 30.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Hafta, page 32.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך, ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטות בין עיניך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטות בין עיניך. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך, בשעריך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטות בין עיניך. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך, ובשעריך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטות בין עיניך.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Sing the song of those joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. From Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, Micha Mocha, page 36.
כמוך פועלים אלוהים, גדול בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך פועלים אלוהים, גדול בקודש נורא תהילות Adonai Yimlo, Adonai Le'olam Va'ed. Adonai Yimlo Le'olam Va'ed. Adonai Yimlo Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Continue on page 39. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Ushmor tzeiteinu v'yishalom yatav olam, Baruch atah Adonai, aporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Prayer for Shabbat V'Shamru, page 40.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. Beini uven b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. Sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam.
Meditation on page 130 will lead us into the Amidah on page 132.
Svatai tiftach, ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, svatai tiftach, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Ha'ora Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'konei Hakol V'zocher Haserot V'imahot U'v'yikra Lifnei Bneihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Oseh U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah.
Page 134.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Metim Atah Rav Hoshia,
Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha B'Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memid U'Mechayeh U'Masmiach Yeshua V'Ne'eman Atah L'Chayot Metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh HaMetim. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Complete the remainder of the Amidah silently, either the words on the page from 140 through 153, or the words that are in your heart this Erev Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom. Chiri biri biri bim bim bam, chiri biri biri bam, chiri biri biri bim bim bam, chiri biri biri bam, chiri biri biri bam.
With that beautiful Nagun, it leads us into our Torah service beginning on page 196.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatam Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatam Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
Page 198.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu Adonai iti, u'neromama shehemo yachdav.
לך Adonai הגדולה והגבורה, התפארה, הנצח וההוד. כי הוא בשמיים בארץ, כי הוא בשמיים בארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה, תמיד נעשה לכל ראש.
So when I do a Devar Torah, there are two obvious sources of material that I have assiduously avoided. One is politics, and the other is what I would refer to as the thematically obvious. The politics I avoid for a couple of reasons. One, because I think everybody kind of knows where I sit on a lot of stuff, and without me having to say anything. But also, as to the politics, what I've discovered pretty early on is that I'm rarely in a position to change anyone's mind based on what I say from the Bima. You either already agree with my stated views, which means I'm speaking into an echo chamber, or you are entrenched in opposition. The realization that my powers of persuasion are wanting, at least within the walls of the shul, is a tough pill to swallow. And I'm more than reticent to keep testing the theory only to be yet again disappointed. The other reality is that our shul is seen as a refuge, a place and time to decompress. We need emotionally safe space before we head back out in the acrimonious world. As to the thematically obvious, I'm a bit ornery in that regard. I like the challenge of focusing on lesser discussed events in the Torah. And in so doing, I think it shakes the doldrums for all of us and compels us to think in different ways about Torah and how we see our relationship with God and with each other. By way of example, a favorite of mine for study and discussion is the Parah Adumah, the strange ceremony of the red heifer. Fact is, by some strange coincidence, this Shabbat is Shabbat Parah. It is one of the special Shabbatot leading us up to Passover and puts us in the mode of preparation for Pesach. And all this is as good a segue as any to this week's parashah, Ki Tisah, from the book of Shemot, the book of Exodus, and particularly the sin of the golden calf. I had fully intended to avoid a discussion of the golden calf based on the obvious thematic themes surrounding idol worship. How many times can you all hear about the need to avoid these modern-day idols of material possessions and cell phones and televisions and laptops? To me, it comes off as homiletics 101. Yet there it was last week, a gold figurine statue idol of our former president. Void of any reference at the CPAC conference where it was placed was a discussion of policies, issues facing the country, differences of opinion. This was out-and-out fealty to cult personality. So notwithstanding the above commitment to avoid things political, sometimes you just can't ignore the obvious gift. I will say that my interest in the topic leans more toward the factors that motivate one toward idol worship rather than any discussion of the idol being worshiped. Framed within our present political landscape, the question is, why do people vote against their self-interest, which seems a fairly prevalent question here in our part of the country. The question posed by Nahama Leibowitz in her commentary on this week's Torah portion is, how was it conceivable that 40 days after the Sinai revelation, with the commandments, I am the Lord, thou shalt have no gods but me, still ringing in their ears, that they could seek other gods? She cites further to Maimonides in his Guide for the Perplexed, where she refers to what is known as the inevitability of gradualness, a means of approaching any lasting transformation in human character. Miracles can only momentarily shake the human soul from being mired in the everyday status quo. They cannot effectuate lasting transformation. One single religious experience, however profound, was not capable of changing the people from idol worshippers into monotheists. Only a prolonged disciplining in the precepts of Torah could accomplish that. However, in his Devar Torah on this week's parashah, from the book Torah Queries, Rabbi Amichai Levi takes a different view of the golden calf story. His focus on those who danced around the calf provides a different way to read the story. Like those dancers, Lau Levi was transformed by the act of dancing, finding a way to honor his gay sexuality and his long-held faith that the two could exist harmoniously. Ellen Davis cites in Opening Israel Scriptures to a literary pattern in our Tanakh, in our sacred text, going back to Genesis. In this particular instance, it is 4 steps. The first is our covenant at Sinai, representing a new relational reality, followed by a rupture in the relationship, in this case, the making of the golden calf. Third is divine judgment and the ensuing punishment, maybe a plague. And finally, fourth, beginning again, in this case, the beginning again is the building of the Holy Tabernacle, the Mishkan. It is as if we need to have the rupture in order to inform, renew, and strengthen our relationship with God and for personal and communal transformation. Reconciling these conflicting views regarding transformative change between the need for long-term disciplined behavior and moments of rupture to change the status quo is a big challenge. As to which approach is the correct Jewish approach, of course the answer is yes. But what of a clearly bad choice, choosing to declare fealty to a golden calf which does not stand for anything? How do I distinguish my own acts of, say, civil disobedience on behalf of fast food or other low-wage workers, or those marginalized by race and economic disparity, from the action of those with whom I vehemently disagree? Who are the true idol worshipers? Well, ultimately, the litmus test is whether or not we are living our most deeply held Torah values. While we as Jews do not always agree on what those values may be and on how those values have evolved, refer back to Rabbi Lau Levi on how they have evolved, looking to Torah as our guide provides us with a needed foundation to make lasting change. As my teacher, Rabbi Dr. Moshe Berger, said, Torah is pretty durable. It has lasted through our many ruptures and will through the many ruptures to come. Kain Yehi Ratzon, may that be God's will. We will chant a little Torah now. And actually what I'm chanting is not about the golden calf. It's actually about the appointment of Bitzalel as the chief artisan for the building of the Mishkan, the Holy Tabernacle. And if for those who were at services on Zoom this morning have heard this, but the month we're in now, Adar, is a month of known for creativity. So as we kind of break out with weather, it's time to also break out in terms of our own creativity. And as the world seems to recreate itself at this point, we have the opportunity to do so as well. And so we start with Torah blessings on page 200.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו, ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Vayid Adonai Mishabara Rei Karatu Shem B'Tzalel Ben Uri Ben Kur Lameta Yehuda Le'amalta Tov Ruach Elohim Kachakma U'Nagad V'Kol Malacha.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו, ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
It's now in the time in our service when we think about those who can't be with us due to illness. We wish them refuah shlema, rufat hanefesh, rufat haguf, a complete healing, a healing of both spirit and body. In addition to the names that we have posted up, you're welcome to add any names of those you know who are in need of a blessing of healing in the chat. And with that, we'll sing the Mishabara prayer for blessing of healing, top of page 203. The Torah is wrapped, Vizot HaTorah, bottom of 203.
Vizot HaTorah, Asher Sam Moshe, Lifnei Bnei Yisrael, Abi Adonai, V'yad Moshe. La 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 la.
Say our Torah is an Eitz Chaim, a tree of life. Ki L'kach Tov leads us into Eitz Chaim, page 206.
Ki L'kach Tov natati lachem Torati el tazovu Eitz Chaim hi למחזיקים בה ותומכי
A Better World Aleinu, page 214.
עלינו לשבח לדור הכל, לתת גדולה, ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם דרכנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרה בשמיים עמו, ושכינתו זו בגופי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו ופסולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד.
Middle of 216.
ונאמר בחיי אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
As we prepare to recite Mourner's Kaddish, invite anyone who's observing a Yortzeit to post in the chat the name of your loved one for whom you're observing the Yortzeit. Here we do observe the Yortzeit this week of Emily Bamberger of blessed memory. Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, page 221. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirutei, ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyamechon u'chayei v'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru,
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'imru,
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. So remiss in not including one who was laid to rest this week. We also honor the memory of Paul Milgram. And for all those who mourn, may they have the true blessing of peace, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. Some announcements. We thank our wonderful musicians, as always, for beautiful music, to our music director, Laura Steinell, to Brendan Howard, Karen Engebretson. Really beautiful music tonight. It's good to have you guys back. It's good to hear. The Nagoon in particular, I thought was just gorgeous. We thank our dear friends here at All Souls, our technical director for our live stream, Mark Gibbons, our audiovisual engineer, Lucas Teston, the director of music and worship arts here at All Souls, Anthony Edwards, and my friend and colleague, Reverend Dr. Kendall Gibbons, the senior minister here at All Souls. Coming events this week, as always, we have weekday morning worship and a little study, 8 to 8:15 every weekday morning via Zoom. Next Friday night will be Family Shabbat, family experience at 6, followed by a short family-friendly service at 6:45. Oh, I'm backtracking now. Tomorrow morning at 9:30, adult study via Zoom. We are heading back to our gathering of angels, studying angels in Judaism. So really fascinating discussion and a nice survey of Jewish history as a bonus. There are always is the possibility for work in our community garden. Activity occurs all the time, and I would suspect particularly now that the weather has broken. Things coming up with meditation book club. Nope, not yet. Book club?
I think people are reading The Lemon Tree this month, which is a famous award-winning book about Palestinians' response and Israelis' response to the same land.
Wonderful, wonderful, very good. Congregational meeting Sunday, March 21st via Zoom. Please join us for that. Catch up on the wonderful things going on here at Kol Ami, and an opportunity for your input as well, which we will welcome. Any other announcements, guys? Nope. Okay, we will do Kiddush and Motzi to make Shabbos together. For those with a Siddur, if you want to follow along, Kiddush begins on page 231 with Vayachulu. Vayir ve'yoker Yom HaShishi, Vayachulu Hashamayim ve'aretz, V'chol tzevam, Vayachol Elohim bayom hashvihi, Malachto asher asa, Vayishbot bayom hashvihi, Mikol malachto asher asa, Vayavarech Elohim et Yom HaShvi, Vayikadesh oto, Ki hivo Shabbat mikol malachto, Asher bara Elohim laso. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Kiddishanu Mitzvotav V'Ratzavanu, V'Shabbat Kodesho Be'ahava Ratzon Hinchilanu, Zikaron L'Maaseh V'Reishit, Ki Hu Yom Tehila L'Mikra'e Kodesh, Zecher L'Tziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'charta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Allergy season begins early. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. An Oneg Shabbat, a Shabbat of joy, Shabbat Menucha, a Shabbat of rest. Good Shabbos. Good to be with everybody.